Hi, I'm Graham Finlayson. My wife Kathy and I live at Brewarrina Plains, which is a cattle station about 35 kilometres north of Brewarrina in northwest New South Wales. Well, currently we run an holistically managed cattle grazing operation and a tourism enterprise, and we've just started to breed cattle, trying to run a breeding herd basically. We've been trading and adjusting cattle for the last 10 or 12 years. 12 years ago I read a book by Alan Savory about holistic management and about a decision-making framework that was better for businesses and landscapes and profit, and I was intrigued mainly by the ecological benefits that we could achieve by managing our livestock differently. I didn't think before that we could. We were sort of resigned to the fact that the place we've got is quite a degraded block. We're the sixth owners of the place in the last 60 odd years, so that gave us some indication that it was a bit of a heartbreak block. We pretty well changed dramatically how we manage livestock, and now we manage livestock to improve the country, and it's been quite successful for us, and it's really changed our attitude towards our business and what we have here. And then when we changed our attitude to how we manage livestock, we started to develop the fencing and water on the place, and so we've taken Brewarrina Plains from being 8 paddocks with ground tanks or dams to 100 paddocks with a fully reticulated water system that can now water, the most we've had is 1,700 on a water point, so we can water anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 cattle at any one place at any one time. I read this book by Alan Savory, and a friend had given it to me, and I thought it was strange that I hadn't really heard about this stuff before, and apparently it had been around for quite a while. And we'd paid for the RCS Grazing for Profit 8-day school, and so we went and did that, and that then we realised it wasn't just about the ecology, it was about a lot of things. But we were involved with that company for 4.5 years. We went through their Grad Link and their Executive Link programs from 2002 till 2006, halfway through that year. So that coincided with a very, very tough period of time here from our business point of view, and mainly from rainfall. We had, we averaged less than half our stocking rate for 7 years. So that process allowed us to think about things differently, change dramatically what we do, and focus on what we had to do rather than what we thought we had to do. And we've got that ability in this day and age to communicate with people all over the world. And I'm a big believer of, the people you spend most of your time with, you will become more like them. So you have to really be careful, I think, especially when things are a bit tight and things get tough, who you do communicate with most of your time, because we've got a great group of contacts now and friends that are really motivated, positive people, and that's what, that makes a huge difference. So be careful about that. And the beauty is that there's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of really good, positive people. Through all those dry years, we had to go away 3 times a year with this group, and it was always a struggle to get away, and we were always glad we did. You go from being surrounded by people that are in the same circumstance, drought and whatever, and even if you get together and go to the pub or whatever, it's not quite the same thing. It's more like shared misery than being positive. So we would go away to these 2 or 3 day conferences and be surrounded by 150 to 200 positive people. So yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Be careful about who you talk to. For Kathy and I, even working as a team, it can be difficult at times. So that's, we've never hesitated in getting people in to help. We've had mentors and coaches, and worked with had businesses help us out. I think that's very important. But certainly, I learned early on in the process that if it's not if we're both not involved in the decision, then it's not going to be the right decision. So we have to, certainly, it's got to please both of us. It became one of the worst droughts out here, in 100 years or whatever, and so we grabbed that change. We were looking for change, and I've struggled in the last 10 or 12 years and tried to work out why some people don't, and I think it was Terry McCosker said to me once that for change to occur, you have to have 3 things basically. You have to have discontent. So we certainly had that. We weren't happy where we were, and a lot of people should have had that though. That a lot of people were certainly uncomfortable, And then you have to have knowledge, you know, you have to learn that you can do something a better way. So that's where the coaches and mentors and these organisations that can help you come in. And then the third thing is you have to have a shared vision. You know, you have to take those that are with you along on the ride, otherwise it becomes difficult. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. You know, they might, if they don't work as a team in a family operation, then it gets dragged back. You know, there's a lot of people have gone off and done HM training and GFP and different things in this Western Division, and the flow-through effect hasn't been that good. And I think people need to have that shared vision.